guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. I don't really know. This is my first video in a couple months, but it is not by any means my first video. So I don't really know what to say here. But hi. Thanks for being here. Today we're gonna talk about me. Today is actually my birthday, and it is like, I don't know, the 5th or 6th or 27th incarnation of Sarah trying to do YouTube. So since it is my birthday month, I figured we would do a whole month of videos getting to know me, I guess. I'll just kind of show you who I am and what I'm all about and what my passions are and kind of what the videos are going to be like on this channel. It's always just going to be a random conglomeration of videos, whatever I feel like doing, and things that I like and I'm interested in and videos I like to watch. I just really like the whole process of making YouTube videos. I like to think of different ideas and plan videos. I like to record videos. I really like to edit videos, and I don't really know how to edit videos besides make my own and edit them. So here we are. I also really like the YouTube community. I've watched different YouTubers from pretty much the beginning of YouTube, and I've always just really loved it and wanted to be a part of it. My YouTube journey, besides watching YouTubers, I guess we'll start, I don't know, when I was a kid, before like reality TV was even a thing, one of the things that I did a lot was like, I would pretend like I was on a TV show and I would do all these things. There was never really a TV show like what I was doing, but then once YouTube started, it was kind of, I guess more recent YouTube, it was like YouTube. I would just be talking about my day and talking about like books I had read or movies I had watched or, you know, whatever. And I even like asked for a camcorder once, and then once YouTube came along, I started watching a lot of YouTubers. I was like, oh, that's really cool, but like I have no idea how to do any of that stuff. I would never have the confidence to do any of that stuff. I still don't have the confidence to do any of that stuff. I just pretend like nobody is actually going to see it, which nobody really is, so we're all good. But then I figured out how to record videos, and I figured out how to edit videos, and I learned that I really loved all of it, like the whole process. So my first try at YouTube was, another one of my big passions is traveling. I like to see new places. I like to research places. I'll spend hours like looking through travel books and finding places that I think would be cool to go. So I kind of wanted to make a travel show with my friends, and so that summer we had a lot of fun going to a bunch of different places in Michigan, but we didn't really have like the budget, and I didn't really like take the care to actually find people to interview or anything like that, so it was really just like pictures and videos of us being stupid at random zoos. And then we didn't really have the time or money to continue, so that one kind of went out the wayside. Then I tried a couple different times to come up with, it was like once or twice, I kind of started posting videos every day. I had different like themes or whatever, but that never really stuck. And then in 2017, I was really serious about it. I was going to start on January 1st. I was going to post every day. I pre-filmed a ton. I was like a couple weeks ahead with videos and stuff. And then things just kept happening that kind of told me that like, this isn't the time for this. My phone, which I was using to film on, kept running out of space. And then my external hard drive where I put everything, like I was having problems with that. And then it just stopped working altogether. And then my husband got some other hard drives from work that I tried to store things on. And then the computer just stopped reading those, and just seeing everything was happening. And I was just so frustrated and stressed out. And I was like, all right, well, maybe this isn't the time. Oh, also, I was trying to put out a video every day and do a vlog every day, so that was a lot of editing. So for a while, I kind of lost interest in it, and then like I started really wanting to get back into it, but I didn't know if, you know, the time was right, if things were going to work out again. So I decided in like September that I was going to start doing it again, and First I wanted to start in October, but then like I didn't really dedicate a lot of time to it. Like I don't remember if I didn't have time or if I just didn't. I think I was going through a really hard time in October or in September, so I didn't really do much of anything. So then I decided, okay, I will start on Black Friday, or after, like right after Black Friday. I will start like for Christmas. Once again, that was going really good. I filmed a lot of videos, I edited a lot of videos, I uploaded a lot of videos. My laptop actually died, so I didn't have anything to upload the videos on. But I decided I wanted to do this, so I finally sent it in and got it fixed, and that was one of the things inhibiting me from starting in October as well. But then at that time, I had, in August, I started anxiety and depression medication. And if you don't know, anxiety and depression medication, it takes time to work itself out in your system. So like at first it can make you like more sad, and you don't really know how it's going to affect you or like what medicine's right for you. So you kind of have to experiment with that. And right after I started filming for December, we upped my dosage. So I went through quite a few weeks where I just couldn't make myself do anything. So then I was like, all right, I'll start on January 1st. But then once it kind of leveled out and I started to get motivated again, it was the week before Christmas, so I wasn't prepared to start January 1st. So I decided that I would start on my birthday, and that would give me a couple months to prepare things and feel like I was in a good spot and feel like I wasn't rushed. And that gives me more room to be creative and more room to film the videos that I want to film and not feel pressured. I know there is no real pressure with YouTube. Like, I don't have a big following. Even if you do, like, you don't have to post a video every day or even on your schedule, but I put that pressure on myself. And so I know if I'm not prepared, I'm just going to be stressed out and freaking out and not doing the videos that I want to do, because even though I don't have to do it, I'll still feel like I have to. So here we are. That is my YouTube journey. Now let's talk about my life journey. So I was born today, March 1st, 1989, which makes today my 30th birthday! That's slightly terrifying. I just feel like, how did I get here? Like, where has 30 years gone? It's weird. I'm coming to terms with it. So I have a really, really horrible memory. And I don't remember a lot of my childhood, but I had a really good childhood. I was happy, I had a great family, and I never really wanted for anything. I have the most amazing parents. They met at college, and they spent a little bit of time at college together, and then they both ended up quitting college when my mom got really sick. She ended up in the hospital with Crohn's disease and actually almost died. And so they both quit college, and they got married in March of 1988, and then I was born in March of 1989. When she went into labor, my mom exhibited all the symptoms of like false labor, so my dad didn't believe her. So by the time she convinced him to actually go to the hospital, coupled with the fact that I didn't wait for her body to be fully ready to give birth, I was almost born in the parking lot. And my grandma would never let me live that down, that I did not wait for her to get there to be born. I was a very smart and charming child, and everyone in my life adored me. On my mom's side of the family, I was the first grandchild. I was the only grandchild for about 7 years. So they took me on a lot of trips, and they owned a bakery, so I would frequently go with my grandpa on the donut route in the middle of the night to deliver donuts to like grocery stores and gas stations and all that, and we had so much fun. On my dad's side, my dad is the youngest of 7 children, so I was grandchild like 13 out of 14, and that's not even counting like the step grandchildren, who, I mean, they treated like their own anyways. But they were amazing people with enough love to go around, and I always felt like I had an adequate amount of attention from them. I didn't feel like lost in the shuffle, I guess, even though there was a lot of us. My grandpa was an inventor at a manufacturing plant, and my grandparents loved to travel. I think I get that from them, and they sacrificed a lot to make sure that their children could see the country. My grandma told me that that was something that was really important to them. They were youth leaders in their church and always really helped everyone out. I've had multiple people come up to me when they find out like who my grandparents are, and they're like, oh my gosh, your grandparents are like amazing people, like they helped me with this and they always did that, and so that's always really cool. Also, when I was very little, I started going to this babysitter, and I went there throughout my childhood, always to the same babysitter, so she was like another grandma to me basically, and I'm still pretty close with her kids. I don't know, I would always talk about like my babysitter, and I didn't like, people always looked at me like I was weird, and I didn't realize that like everybody didn't have like the same babysitter for their entire life who was some like grandmotherly figure in your life that you were like super close to. I didn't know that that wasn't a thing. So we moved around Michigan a lot when I was a baby, but I only really remember 2 houses. We moved to a super small town in Michigan in 1994 when I was 5 years old, and that's where my parents still live today. The day that we moved in was the day of the O.J. Simpson car chase. My parents distinctly remember this because they were really annoyed that that was literally the only thing that they could get on TV while we were unpacking. A few days after we moved in, we went to meet the neighbors who would become my childhood best friends. We noticed they were outside, and they had 3 girls about my age, so we went over and we talked to them. One of them, Kelly, I'm still really close to. She is one of my best friends. She is the person that I can geek out about Disney with, or she's always up for my crazy ideas, and she's always up for random road trips. We go to a lot of concerts together. Even though the doctors told my mom that she probably couldn't have any more children, she always really wanted more because I was so smart and charming, obviously. She had 1 miscarriage when I was really little. I'm not sure exactly how old, but I do kind of remember it a little bit. Shortly after we moved into the new house, when I was about 6, she got pregnant again. I was really excited to have a sibling, but also kind of anxious about losing that only child attention. On the day that my mom went into labor, I already had a scheduled doctor's appointment, which landed me in the hospital. So my mom was in one hospital trying to have my sister, and I was in a whole other hospital like 22 miles away with a life-threatening illness called Quincy. And Quincy is basically when you have tonsillitis and it spreads to your throat, and you can actually die from it. For a while, they thought that that's what George Washington died from. So yeah, I was in the hospital for like a week. Well, I tried to steal the spotlight away from the new baby who I wasn't so sure about. She actually turned out to be one of my very best friends. We are very alike, but also very different, and I'm so proud of all that she's accomplishing and who she's becoming. In school, I was very into softball and theater. I also liked reading a lot and wanted to be a teacher eventually. I was in band, and I went to summer camp every year, and I participated a lot in my church as well. I was friends with everybody in school, really. Like, I could get along with anyone. I had a few close friend groups, but I always kind of felt like I was on the outer edge of the group, if you know what I mean. And I've struggled all my life with feeling like people were just tolerating me rather than actually wanting to be around me. In middle school, though, I found my people. We had a really big group of friends, but there was a core of about 5 of them that I was really, really close to. And really, especially these 3 other girls. Like, we were super close. We had notebooks we would write to each other in. We would write stories together online. At one point, we even had a sweatshirt a la Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. We had our ups and downs for sure, but like those were the angsty preteen/teenage years, so who doesn't, honestly? My senior year of high school, I started going to another church, which became super important in my life, and I started hanging out with Stephanie, who became my absolute best friend in the entire world. There was like 3 years where we were completely inseparable. We were together all the time. We just like got each other. I was closer to her than I had ever been to anyone in my life. When I graduated, I did go to college, but I didn't really ever figure out what I wanted to do, and I really didn't have the confidence to pursue anything. I've considered secretary work, accounting, psychology, real estate, and even just being a stay-at-home mom. Also from that church, I met my husband, who I married when I was 23 years old, so we've been married for almost 7 years. He works in IT, and right before we got married, we bought a house, and we've had 3 dogs together so far, and so many adventures. We don't have any kids yet, but we're really hoping to in the near future. Throughout my life, I've always worked in the service industry, which I absolutely love. I started when I was 12 working at a family restaurant. Then I worked at a grocery store in my small town. I worked at a couple of hotels. I worked at a church, and now I'm back to that family restaurant. I went through a period where I really didn't like it. When my anxiety got really bad, it got really hard. But now that I'm fixing my anxiety and I'm getting back to myself, I'm starting to really enjoy it again. I've always loved music and going to concerts, and I really like to sing as well, and I'm decently okay at it, but I'm really scared to do it in front of people. As a kid, my family would usually take some kind of vacation every year, and I always really loved that. But in my early 20s, I started to get really restless to just see the entire country. I also really have a passion for helping people. I would really like to foster or adopt someday as well. I also really love animals, and specifically dogs. I'm going to do a video soon, and my dogs are showing off in the background. Awesome. I'm going to do a video really soon about all the dogs I've had throughout my entire life. In my adult life, I've had 3 rescue pit bulls who are absolutely the best dogs I've ever had, and I adore them, although right now they're being a little annoying. I've had some medical issues with weight and anxiety, both of which I'll probably make a separate specific video on at some point in the future. Last fall, I finally started to address the depression and anxiety that I've been struggling with since I was a teenager, but really started to escalate in my late 20s. I'm starting to do well with that, and this year I'm going to start addressing my weight issues again and hopefully make some progress with that as well. I think that about covers the basics about me. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this month on my channel is going to be just a bunch of different about me videos, so you can get to know a little bit more about me and who I am and my passions and what my channel is going to be all about. So I really hope you enjoyed this video and getting to know a little bit more about my life. Hit that like button if you did, subscribe for more videos, and let me know some interesting things about your life in the comments. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye!